TV show title: Age of Navigation. Rise of the Great Nations, Episode 10. Episode 10 of CCTV's Age of Navigation series delves deeper into the technological advancements, voyages of exploration, and geopolitical changes that unfolded during the Age of Exploration, 15th–17th centuries. As European nations pursued new trade routes and sought to spread Christianity, they rose to global prominence, transforming the course of world history. 1. Introduction. The Age of Navigation marked an era of rapid advancements in shipbuilding, cartography, and navigation techniques, which allowed European nations to embark on ambitious voyages of exploration and conquest. This period witnessed unprecedented global interaction, as nations competed for wealth, power, and territory. 2. Key innovations. Several innovations facilitated the Age of Navigation. The caravel. A versatile and maneuverable ship design with lateen sails, the caravel enabled sailors to sail against the wind, enhancing its speed and range. The Portuguese explorer Bartolomeu Dias relied on the caravel to round the Cape of Good Hope in 1488. B. The astrolabe. Adapted from Islamic and Greek designs, this brass instrument helped navigators determine latitude by measuring the altitude of celestial bodies above the horizon. Astrolabes were crucial for the successful voyages of explorers like Vasco da Gama. C. The magnetic compass. Borrowed from the Chinese, the magnetic compass became an indispensable tool for navigators, allowing them to determine their bearings and maintain a steady course across the open ocean. D. Cartography. European cartographers, such as Gerardus Mercator and Abraham Ortelius, developed sophisticated map-making techniques that revolutionized navigation. Mercator's projection, for example, allowed navigators to plot straight courses on maps. 3. Portugal and Spain. The Iberian Peninsula became the epicenter of the Age of Navigation, with Portugal and Spain leading the way. Prince Henry the Navigator, 1394–1460. This Portuguese prince established a navigation school in Sagres and funded expeditions along the West African coast. He played a pivotal role in the development of navigational technologies and the eventual circumnavigation of Africa. B. The Treaty of Tordesillas, 1494. Spain and Portugal negotiated this agreement to divide the newly discovered lands outside Europe along a meridian in the Atlantic. The treaty granted Portugal control over Africa and Brazil, while Spain laid claim to the majority of the Americas. C. Vasco da Gama, 1460–1524. Da Gama completed the first sea route from Europe to India in 1498, securing a direct trade connection to the lucrative Indian Ocean spice trade. His journey allowed Portugal to establish a vast colonial empire in Asia and Africa. D. Christopher Columbus, 1451–1506. Columbus, an Italian navigator sailing under the Spanish flag, is famous for his 1492 voyage in which he reached the Americas, believing he had found a new route to Asia. His discovery opened the doors to European colonization of the Americas. 4. The rise of England and France. The late 16th and early 17th centuries saw England and France rise to prominence as global powers, engaging in exploration, colonization, and trade. As Sir Francis Drake, 1540–1596, an English explorer and privateer, Drake became the second person to circumnavigate the globe between 1577 and 1580. He played a pivotal role in the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588, securing England's status as a global power. B. Samuel de Champlain, 1574–1635, known as the "Father of New France," Champlain founded the first permanent European settlement in present-day Canada and mapped large portions of North America. He established Quebec City in 1608, paving the way for French colonization in North America. C. Sir Walter Raleigh, 1552–1618. This English explorer and writer played a crucial role in promoting English colonization in North America. Raleigh sponsored expeditions to explore the east coast of America, culminating in the establishment of the ill-fated Roanoke colony in 1585. D. Jacques Cartier, 1491–1557, a French navigator and explorer. Cartier made 3 voyages to North America between 1534 and 1542. He claimed present-day Canada for France, charted the St. Lawrence River, and named the region, Canada. 5. The Dutch Golden Age. The Dutch Republic experienced a period of extraordinary wealth and cultural achievement in the 17th century, driven by overseas trade and colonization. A. The Dutch East India Company, VOC. Established in 1602, the VOC became the world's first multinational corporation and controlled much of the East Indies spice trade, as well as the lucrative trade between Europe and Asia. The VOC's impact can still be seen today, with Batavia, now Jakarta, as a prime example of its colonial legacy. B. The Dutch West India Company, WIC. Founded in 1621, the WIC focused on the Atlantic trade and the establishment of colonies in the Americas and West Africa. It played a crucial role in the development of the transatlantic slave trade and was responsible for the capture of the Portuguese-held territory of Pernambuco in Brazil. C. New Amsterdam, New York City. The Dutch founded the settlement of New Amsterdam in 1626, which later became New York City when it was ceded to the English in 1664. The influence of Dutch culture can still be seen in modern-day New York, with names such as Harlem, Brooklyn, and the Hudson River. D. Abel Tasman, 1603–1659. This Dutch explorer and navigator discovered the island of Van Diemen's Land, now Tasmania, and charted the coast of New Zealand, further expanding Dutch influence in the region. He also made contact with the indigenous people of Australia's northwestern coast. 6 additional European players. Other European nations, such as Sweden and Denmark, also engaged in exploration, trade, and colonization during the Age of Navigation. A Swedish colonization. In the early 17th century, Sweden established the colony of New Sweden along the Delaware River in present-day Delaware, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. The colony was short-lived, however, as it was conquered by the Dutch in 1655. B. Danish colonization. Denmark's presence in the Age of Navigation was marked by its colonization of the Caribbean islands of St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. Known as the Danish West Indies, these islands were later sold to the United States in 1917 and became the U.S. Virgin Islands. 7. Geopolitical changes and the Age of Navigation's legacy. The Age of Navigation set the stage for significant geopolitical changes and laid the foundation for the modern world. A European colonization. The discoveries made during this period led to the establishment of European colonies in Africa, Asia, and the Americas, resulting in the spread of European culture, religion, and political influence. The competition for colonial possessions shaped the global balance of power for centuries to come. B. The Columbian Exchange. This widespread transfer of plants, animals, culture, human populations, and diseases between the Old World and the New World profoundly altered the course of world history. For example, the introduction of crops like potatoes and maize to Europe significantly impacted food security and population growth. C. The Triangular Trade. The transatlantic trade network connecting Europe, Africa, and the Americas facilitated the exchange of goods, including manufactured products, raw materials, and slaves. This trade network shaped the economies of the participating nations and led to the development of global capitalism. D. The rise of the nation-state. The increased wealth, power, and global influence of European countries during the Age of Navigation contributed to the development of the modern nation-state system. The rise of centralized governments and bureaucracies allowed nations to manage their growing empires effectively. E. The scientific revolution. The Age of Navigation's emphasis on exploration and discovery fostered a spirit of inquiry that extended beyond the realm of geography. The period's intellectual climate laid the groundwork for the scientific revolution, a time of groundbreaking advancements in fields such as physics, astronomy, and medicine. F. Cultural exchange. The interaction between Europeans and non-European societies during the Age of Navigation resulted in the exchange of ideas, art, and technology. This cultural interchange enriched and diversified global civilizations, leaving a lasting impact on world history. G. The Age of Enlightenment. As the Age of Navigation came to a close, the Age of Enlightenment emerged, with philosophers and intellectuals seeking to apply the spirit of discovery and reason to social and political realms. The ideas of the Enlightenment provided the foundation for modern democratic governance and human rights. In summary, Episode 10 of CCTV's Age of Navigation series offers an in-depth look at the technological advancements, exploration, and geopolitical changes during the Age of Exploration. This period saw European nations rise to global prominence, driven by the pursuit of new trade routes and the desire to spread Christianity. The rise of Portugal, Spain, England, France, the Dutch Republic, and other European powers transformed the world map and laid the groundwork for the modern global political landscape. The impact of the Age of Navigation can still be seen today, as it marked the beginning of a globalized world interconnected by trade, cultural exchange, and political competition. The legacy of this era continues to shape our world, with the exploration and colonization of new territories having profound and lasting effects on societies, economies, and geopolitics.